Hey, hi guys. Seal number 10 today. Good. Simple review while people connect. Seal number 8. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Let's keep it up a bit more. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Okay. Move to seal number 9. Okay. Take a pearl, but pull in the ring finger. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. A bit more. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Om Shusadikara Swaha. Okay. My team asked me to wait 30 seconds or 1 minute when I start the video to give time to people to connect online. We have to think about the thousands of people in the following years who will watch these classes. They don't need time to connect. I just press play and it works, you know. So the first 2 minutes of a class are always simple reviews of the past mudras and small talk like this explanation. So those who watch the videos in the future, they won't have to wait for wisdom or practice. And those who need to connect, they're not missing capital information because we're just reviewing. Okay. Now, for seal number 10 of today, I wish that we have just a bit more of the previous seals. So we'll go again to seal number 8, which is the quintessence mantra and mudra. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. This is my right hand. This is my right. You have to figure out what your right hand is. This is my right hand. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. 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 Good. Let's practice again seal number 9. Grabbing the pearl with the ring finger in. Om Shusadikara Swaha. 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 Nice. Okay. Week number 10, mudra and mantra number 10. In the right hand so far, step number 4, we had the thumb pointing on the side of the index. Seal number 6, the index was pointing the thumb. Seal number 8 was not consecutive with this series. Seal number 10, the index and the thumb touch. Okay. Om Azavara Swaha. Technicalities for now. Aza, and in the book it's written with 2 big A. Aza. The big A is to differentiate from the O, the small A. Okay. So it's not Aza, it's Aza. I don't often speak of the various A, the various I or U, for 2 main reasons. People who don't speak Sanskrit often or don't study the language, they end up saying it like they would do in their own mother language. Okay. So there's no point. And the second reason is that I myself am like that. I say it like in English, French, Spanish, accent a bit. Even if I did study a bit of Sanskrit, I do not know Sanskrit enough to have a conversation, just to understand mantras and super basic phrases. Okay. So in this case, I decided to put the big A so it would be clear. Azavar. Azavar. You see, the Aza is not Vara. Afterwards, it's Var. Just to make a little phonetic difference. Okay. Om Azavar. Aza is the best of the best. It's the betterest, which is a new word. Okay. Vara is prospect, opportunities, options, possibilities. So, Azavar is the concept of the best possible options, the best opportunities. So it's a mantra that invokes karma. It is asking for the best possible manifestations or options available for you, okay, at the karmic level. It is in the same category as the favorable mantra, Sarvata Kalyana Magala Bhavantu. Okay, not identical, but in the same kind of mantra where you hope the universe will bring you. I'm just fresh out of the shower, so I have a little hair pointing out. You're asking the universe to bring you, to open up the best possible options. It's an influence. Now we're not going into the personal growth aspect, we're going to go into the ideology, the philosophy aspect. Okay. The index of affirmation and the thumb of grounding are now pointing. So this is to ground and manifest. This is what the mudra, what it does, okay? And it's in the right hand, so it's active. Azavara is thinking on the best possible options. Now, we are doing a spiritual practice. So clearly, we're not thinking in our human mind, oh, what is the best possible options for me? What we're doing is we're relying on something greater than us. What are the best possible? You know, in a spiritual practice, there's a form of contemplation and prayer. Those of us who do not believe in fate or destiny, those of us who do not believe in a God with a greater plan, who are we to ask a greater power to bring something good for us? Are we treating God like a pizza delivery man? We have to understand, if we don't believe that our fate is fixed, if we don't believe in destiny, which is my case, the idea of asking God for blessings and something greater could be mistaken for me not being responsible for what I create, or not being responsible for my own choices. Okay. So we must be careful not to use this kind of practice as a denial of responsibility. Let's completely reverse that. Those of us, including me, who believe we are completely responsible for what happens in our life, whatever happens, is it not the result of our own choices? Who are we then? How dare we ask another power outside of us to bring us blessings when we are convinced that what we experience is the result of our own actions? You see the conflicts we can have here at the philosophical level. So in both ways, we don't believe in destiny, but we would ask destiny, or causality, to bring us blessings. Now, if you believe that everything is predefined by God, then why do you even work? Why would you even try? These are all the traps of the seal of Azavara. This is where the wisdom of Yoda from Star Wars comes in. We are one with the Force. It doesn't control us and we don't control it. But it controls us and we control it. We're together in this. Now, let's forget about Yoda and go for the wisdom of Vishnu. The wisdom of Vishnu is that Vishnu is a single entity experiencing every identity at the same time. Everything. Vishnu is all things that exist, that are manifest. Okay? So, in this sense, the choices we do at the local level open options, give option to the universe. But also the universe at the same time flows uniformly through all individuals, for all individuals to manifest each their own experience that they desire. So every mantra and every practice is an influence. The traps that we must avoid is to use a practice like this azavara, hoping to be saved. Let's avoid this trap. We won't be saved. But we can ask with humility that the flows of causality that stream in our life would be the most favorable or give us the best possible options. Okay? So it's not about being a victim and wanting to be saved. It is about focusing positively on the best possible events. It also takes humility to admit, maybe I don't know what is best for me. I have to make an effort to manifest what is best for me. But have the humility to admit it's possible. I have not seen everything. So here we're asking Vishnu something similar to the Siddhi Kamarutadva. Yeah, different. Azavara is less powerful than Kamarutadva, of course. But Kamarutadva requires so much evolution, so much spiritual practice and personal growth before it kicks in solid. But then with Kamarutadva, Vishnu streams through your life. Okay? So something easier than Kamarutadva is the 10th seal of manifestation. Okay? Azavara. Azavara. If you don't fall in the trap of being a victim wanting to be saved, if you're still responsible of doing your best, the universe will also do its best for you. It goes both ways. So in this, the universe imitates you. All right. The Chinese, let's see what the Chinese ask for this one. It's a funny one. I think they want to get promotions at work. All right, for high positions in politics and promotions in office. All right. Basically, 2,000 years ago when that document was written, more or less 2,000 years ago, even before it was Chinese, when it was Hindu, the Nilakanta Sutra. Humans spent most of their time working. Life was less efficient than today. The tools at work were rudimentary. There were periods of pause to cultivate the fields, but there were periods of intense work also, from very early to very late. So work was the only thing really that existed, and then family a bit. You know. Some religions actually had to impose a day of rest, like on Sunday you're not going to work, something like that. That means that it was not even common to take a day of rest. It was a way of life that if you're not constantly making an effort, you're going to die. Or your family is going to have sickness or not enough food, you know. And the moment a little human at age 1 or 2, the moment they could contribute, they were put to contribution. Technology, this is Azavara, you know. Technology brought us so much blessings, facility. Everything's easier. Okay. So yes, what they were hoping for, when it was written in Chinese, it is a Chinese that wrote the purpose. Well, it's to have a better life. In the mind of someone who only knows work, it's a better work. Okay? So that's how they name it like this. Still a bit of greed, but also, hope for their family. Everyone always wanted the best. But you have to think in it this way. If there's 30 people available for one position, only one person will get the position. So that means that all the 30 people who have been doing the Azavara a lot, they all believe that the most worthy towards God deserved it. That the only one who got the position at work was the one that God favored. No, that's not it. It's just that there's one position. And there's your practice, and then there's playing golf with the boss, and then buying a present to his daughter, and, whatever they did, to get it. But there was this false understanding that the one who was the most spiritually inclined was the one getting it because his practice was the more powerful. Nah. Maybe his human tactics were also very good. So we have to get out of this frame of work and think in terms of causality, karma, okay, good karma. The opportunities that you open in the physical world through your actions and the influence of what is beyond your own human means. Will a job open or not? Is it far or close to you? And Azavara can also address your love relationship, the place you're going to live, or simply maintain the current state of peace. As Red Green would say in the American show, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And if you can't fix it, duct tape it. That was the other part that I liked. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Azavara would prevent change, even if you want it. If the most comfortable and the most healthy thing for you now is not to have change. So there's something you want as a human. I want change. Why? Because it's better? Or because you're bored? Next step of understanding the Azavara. Sometimes we want change, or we want something better, because peace is boring. But maybe in your karma, the only options are less comfortable, more challenging. It is wise to thrive for more. It's not greed, it's self-love. It is self-love to want a better situation that you have now. So it's good to keep working on bettering yourself. But sometimes you're at the top of your possibilities right now. And then this disgruntled New Ager, a New Ager that is still a complaining bitch. I don't believe in limits. I don't believe in being limited in this world. Well, okay, stop eating if you don't believe in limits. Why would you stop sticking to the ground? Just float. You don't believe in limits. Just levitate, please. Limits are there. There are limits to the potentials in your life. the power that you have inside and the power that you have outside. It is your power, but because it is the power of Vishnu, it's greater than you in your karma. This week, for me, is the limits imposed by a pandemic situation. I am not going to start giving seminars anytime soon. Maybe it's part of my blessings. I might sometimes be bored, although I've not been bored for a few months now. I'm happy. But I miss it. I'm talking about my experience. Out of greed and out of, habit, it was the coolest thing to go see people and give seminars. And I've been wishing for the best to manifest. And now I do Asavara practice. And it really seems like the best for me is just stay how I am now. And it's fine. And I'm going to stay home and give classes online and not have the options. It doesn't matter if I don't believe in limits. The fact is, this world is not available for conference speakers to travel and give seminars. And I do believe that my current situation is the result of my Kamarutattva, which is beyond the Asavara. My Kamarutattva brought the best possible option for me now, which is pretty cool. I get to rest. I get to be happy. I get more stability in various ways. The voice in me that wants to give seminars is still talking. Hey, when's the next one? Especially when students ask for. So that was my life. That was my example. Sometimes Asavara will keep things as they are. Because you're not doing a practice like this so you can decide everything. You're doing a practice so you can do your best. But Vishnu is going to have a word to say in there. The universe will stream through you and in your life. It takes humility to let a bit of that control go and say, hey, something greater than me is going to influence my life now. So if your bug is you need to be in control of everything, Asavara will trouble you. If you need to control, Asavara will come and challenge and say, hey, you're asking for my help, but you're resisting it. You're literally refusing sometimes my help. So it's not a practice of destiny. It's a practice of faith. Fait. La foi. I'm doing my best. And there is something I don't control. Especially if I'm asking for the best. It means there's something beyond my own perception that I've not seen that might manifest. Oh, for a time I was so certain to see everything because I had such a big perception. Do you remember a story when you evolve? When you have a new awakening or a richer perception of the universe, For a time, this is the richest perception you've ever had. The most conscious state you have ever been. The result of that is you believe you're the most evolved person in your life or in the universe. Since you've never experienced something more conscious than how you are conscious now, your ego cannot conceive that it exists something more conscious. So at every big step of evolution, we have a moment that we think, I'm the most conscious being ever. Like I see everything. I'm not missing anything. Oh, I understand exactly what's going on now. Exactly. And we say this with such a strong belief because we're more conscious than ever before. And we cannot conceive that something even more conscious is possible because we've never experienced more conscious than now. This is when the early masters, I am Vishnu, the whole one of the universe, pray me, I am the way to liberate everything. It's like, whoa, chill, man, chill. Okay. And then these masters are so unhappy and disappointed that the rest of the world don't follow them. Dude, each of us believe to be the most conscious, so chill. Okay, so for a moment I had these clear views of the universe, which allowed me to believe in this illusion that there's something beyond my own perception. And I say this for absolutely everyone, even the Buddhas and the avatars, who say, oh, I see exactly what's going on. Whoa. The moment you say that, you're suggesting that it is impossible for something greater to be perceived. The whole of the universe is so big. It is beyond your size. It is impossible for us to see everything. It is accurate to say, I have a very good perception. It is accurate to say, what I see now it seems pretty accurate. But when we say, I know exactly what's going on, be careful. Because you're saying at one point, you're at the top of what is possible. And it is your subconscious, it is your ego saying, I'm the best. And we use this secretly to deny the possibilities. The moment we think, I see exactly what's going on, we close ourselves to seeing anything else. How then would you know if there is anything else, if you will not even look? If you're convinced that you see what's going on now, in any situation, a problem to resolve, the psychology of another person, the karma, the destiny you have, if you're convinced to see exactly what is going on, you are not going to look at any other possibilities. And you are going to be closed to more information. It takes humility to admit it when you are skillful, like myself. When I see something, I see pretty clearly for a human. But I keep looking. Someone in the past few weeks suggested that he could give a class and train someone to become a Buddha in a few days. The first thing I did was look and see if that was possible at all. I didn't say, nah, Come on, it's impossible. This is not how it works. I didn't react negatively like being a Buddha concerns only the person that does a personal work. And sometimes it's lifetimes. No one can guarantee a few days of work will bring you Buddhahood. It's impossible. At least in the way you understand the word Buddha and evolution. But still, the first thing I did was look, is it possible? Are the results possible? And then that teacher, could he actually do it? I took the time to look instead of blocking myself in my current belief. The result was the same. Yeah, it's impossible. Evolution concerns the person who works on himself. It's usually years, decades, maybe lifetimes before Buddhahood. But I did not get to this conclusion by sticking to my beliefs. I got to this conclusion by looking again. Is it possible? By being open and by realizing it makes no sense. You cannot train someone to become a Buddha. It's impossible. It's a personal thing. Your own soul. So, and of course, this is just like the big stories with inaccurate facts, but it transmits what I want to teach now. It took a while for me to get used to it. I will look again instead of being convinced to already know. And I encourage you to keep that attitude. It has an effect on the asavara. Okay? Whenever you say to yourself, I know what's going on in my life, I know what I'm doing, I know how the other is, what you're doing is limiting your comprehension to what you have already perceived, and you might miss something greater. In the case of asavara, we're invoking Vishnu to interact, to intervene in our life. We have to stay open to, and whatever possibilities I have not yet seen, and let go of control. And that means fear of the unknown. That's why we love to be convinced of knowing everything already. Because it's frightening to admit there might be something I don't know. Anyone who has practiced Brahma Vishnu Shiva, Brahma Vishnu Shiva, Brahma Vishnu Shiva, anyone who has sufficiently practiced that will come to the conclusion there is always so much more than one identity can perceive. There will always be unknown. Will I always be afraid? The answer is yes. I am still not panicky, but sensitive to the unknown. Careful, prudent, mild insecurity in the worst moments. But it happens. I don't know what's going to happen. That too takes faith to accept there's always unknown. You never really understand perfectly the person in front of you. You never completely know what are the influences in your life and what are your options. Okay? So be open to possibilities and try to get out of your vocabulary exactly. Oh, I perceive everything. I know exactly what's going on. I understand you completely. These totalitarian or these absolute ways of saying things means I'm afraid of the unknown. I need to define what is known with rigidity. Okay? Try to use flexible words. Oh, I understand, or I think I understand good. I have a good perception. Doesn't mean I see everything. It means I've perceived a lot of good things. I'm pretty certain about myself in that. Don't talk in absolutes. Don't worry. It doesn't mean that you're talking in doubt. Like, it's not the same thing to say, I'm not sure what is going on here. That is doubt. I have a pretty good perception. I'm still open for more. But I think I understand what's going on here. Okay? So it's a way to talk in a certainty of handling the situation, but not limiting yourself. Like, if there's new information, okay, there's a new information, it just came. Let's adapt and move on. Instead of blocking us constantly, oh, I know exactly what's going on here. I have a perfect view of the causalities involved. Well, maybe it's like my friend Rashidva. He has such a deep perception of the stream of causality that he says that I see every stream of karma flowing in every student. And I see him miss little ones. Oh, yeah, okay, but I mean, he sees deeper than me, so what do I know? But the way that we affirm certainties like that makes us closed to what if there is more? There is one entity that perceives more than me, and it's Vishnu. And I'm asking for his help right now. Azavara. It's been a while since I heard Rashidva speak in absolute like that. But, you know, in the past, he used to. Now, I don't know. I'll have to listen to him a few times again and see if he's still so hardcore. His method works. So we're going to do the practice now. And yeah, that was the personal growth aspect and the philosophical aspect of Azavara. Okay. 3 recitation of Seal 8 of the Quintessence. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. Om Duvo Gaya Duvo Varni Swaha. The moon quintessence. Om Shusa Dikara Swaha. Om Shusa Dikara Swaha. Om Shusa Dikara Swaha. With your left hand, you'll take your mala if you have a mala. If you don't, doesn't matter. Okay. Om Azavara Swaha. 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 Vara Swaha, Om Azavara 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 Swaha, Vara Swaha, Om Azavara 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 Swaha. The best favorable possibilities to manifest in your life. The best possible options. Om Azavara Swaha. Do your best in your actions to manifest what you want. Do informed choices. Take informed choices, do informed actions. Be humble to admit there are things you don't control and possibilities that are beyond your perception. But even then, don't try to be saved by them. It's a question of faith. Mazavara Swaha. All right. See you next week.